Good evening, lovely tubers. White Mexican back in for another video here. So sorry, it's been forever since I made my last video. I'm in the military and we just got over a huge military exercise and it's been extremely busy over here in the Pacific. So I'm not going to really go too far into that, but we're just going to go ahead and start with the topic of the day, which is going to be Duel Terminal 1, Duel Terminal 2, and Dual Power. These sets are unique in their own right, and we're just going to go right into Duel Terminal 1. I have my notes here. There really wasn't too much I found in here of interest. I specifically chose this because Duel Terminal, unique fun in its own, not making these anymore, and it's a pretty good fan favorite rarity in general opinion, I believe. For this set in particularly, I'm just going to go ahead and actually search these because I only have 4 cards on the list here specifically. I spent about an hour or so depicting 2, viewing through everything in this set, and the first card is going to be Share the Pain. Sorry, this video is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to be going singling here. So the Duel Terminal 1, Share the Pain. It's about under $1 here. Not really realistically now here in this meta. There's just something about this card. I have a feeling that the artwork's killer. I love the artwork. I love this old school combat, just old school Yu-Gi-Oh artwork here. It has amazing artwork, and for what it is, I think this is the best rarity. It comes in super rare, I believe, so there is technically a higher rarity, but the set it comes in isn't really that impressive. Yeah, Battle Pack 2. And just as being Duel Terminal 1, just being Duel Terminal in general, even though it's a common versus a super, I would prefer you would get this one. I would definitely go for the Duel Terminal 1. Forget about these commons. I wouldn't really worry so much about the super rare. I would go for the Duel Terminal because in the long term, I feel if this card ever sees play, despite something miracle by God or whatever it may be, or just a collector's value in general for awesome artwork, this is going to be the card that's going to go up, this Duel Terminal 1. So, and it's still under $1, and there's plenty in the market, so I think that this is a pretty good card. So that was the first card. Second card is going to be a card I've mentioned in the past, Dark Magic Attack from Duel Terminal 1. There are several really cool rarities of this card, including the original Ultra Rare from Ancient Sanctuary, I believe. A lot of commons. Where is the Ancient Sanctuary one? And here's the Ancient Sanctuary right here. So really expensive for the original Ultra Rare, but honestly, that's silly. If a Duel Terminal Preview one is really expensive as well. But you can simply get the Duel Terminal 1 common. It is a beautiful rarity. It looks great. I have invested in this card. I have multiple copies of this card personally myself. And it's just Dark Magician. There's a big fan base out there for Dark Magician. This is an awesome card. This is searchable on Dark Magician, and depending on what you're playing, you can just completely blow out your opponent. It's a Harpy's Feather Duster, and who doesn't want that? It's pretty cool. And it's been creeping up slowly. Only 2 pages left when you're mint lightly played, and it's still under $1. This person has 21, so this is kind of like a last chance redemption right here, and that quickly slips into about $1.50. So this is another card that I wanted to mention. We're going to move into the third card, which is going to be Nobleman of Extermination. And of course, we're talking specifically about the Duel Terminal 1. There is several commons. Unfortunately, we don't have a holo print of this. This is an extremely old card. I think Fair of Servant was it originally came out as a rare, if I believe. They're calling that correctly, but you want to go for this one, the Duel Terminal Common, beautiful foiling here, Duel Terminal, polka dot spots. You know, the only problem with this card is I'm not really sure how the ruling works, but obviously if it is, you're going to want to go for traps so you can remove them. If they chain it and it pops off, this isn't going to really be, I don't know if it still destroys that or not. I'm not really sure of the ruling on that, so I'll have to kind of double research on that. Really cool artwork, again, like old school Yu-Gi-Oh, like old combat artwork, really cool, giant sword, shiny armor, all that awesome stuff. And 2 pages left on this one, so this one's starting to slowly drain out, and it is about, $1. You got one for 30 here, and it quickly moves into just under $1, so that is something to take into consideration. And the last card for this set is going to be Black Horn of Heaven. Now the ruling was changed on this card to it can only negate inherit summons. So basically, to my understanding, oh my goodness, I can't spell today. To my understanding, that is like stuff from the extra deck, so like an XYZ summon, a natural XYZ summon, a natural synchro summon, a natural link summon, anything really from the extra deck. And I think also like BLS, like stuff from the hand. I think pretty sure it can negate like BLS, like stuff from the hand and stuff. So we're talking about the Duel Terminal 1. A lot of cool rarities, of course. I wouldn't really worry about any other rarities besides the original print Ultimate Rares from Cybernetic Impact. First edition, of course. Really pricey now, just in general, because it's an Ultimate and really extremely ancient old. But this is this is definitely the second alternative, I think. Even though there is secrets, I would definitely prefer this one far over the secrets and the ultras. And I have many of these myself. I've highly invested in this card. This card used to be even cheaper than it is now. You can see it here. There's about 3 pages left, and it's about $50 across the board for lightly played near mint. So plenty for you to get out there. This is a counter trap. There's the quickest speed card in the game, and it's just Duel Terminal. And I think, depending on what you're playing, I think this is just like a free blowout card. It's straight up negation. And a really underrated card. I really do love this card. I mean, this may just be me being biased, being an anti-meta player, but I've always loved this card, especially this rarity. So the second set that I want to discuss today has a lot more cards. There's actually quite a few here, so I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. I'm going to close out of that. So we're going to move into Duel Terminal 2. And I guess I'll search these as well, because I think it'll be a little bit quicker to search the cards out for you. So the first cards are going to be No Entry and Earthquake. They're basically the same thing, just in trap form and magic form. And I think this is just faster to go through this way, I think, because there's I have a lot more recommendations in this particular set. I think it'll be faster if I just scroll through it here until I find them. So No Entry, this card. Again, this is just a trap version of this card. The other one is Earthquake. Really simple. I just really like the artwork. Of course, it's Duel Terminal, so like all these cards in here. It's super cheap, and there's plenty in the market, so about $1. I don't know. It's just something about this card. I just with Duel Terminals being gone and not being remade. I think it's kind of interesting, and it's the same thing, but it just has Goblin Attack Force, pretty cool, but just magic form, and then it's the same thing. It's a $1, about the same amount of those on the market too. So this is just quick recommendations. I get a little kind of spacey on these recommendations, a little far out there. I went into a little bit more depth with this set, but the next one is going to be a Fabled card, which should be coming up here soon. So Fables, they're kind of interesting. Really cool artwork on this too. It is a rare too, so anything that's like rare above in Duel Terminal, I really love. The commons look great. All the cards in Duel Terminal look great, but if you can get rare above, that really kind of like tops it off for me personally. Fables just in general. There's some like Hidden Arsenal / Duel Terminal specific decks that I really like to collect, like Fable, Gishki, Worms. Even though Worms, some of the cards are just so awful, but there's some pretty cool combos that you can do with them depending on how you build your deck. But stuff like that, I'm just really kind of interested in these kind of Duel Terminal deck wars, and Fable is definitely nice to have some pretty cool combos that they can do, and some pretty interesting cards. Definitely watered down, not really playable too much nowadays, but just in general to have. I think it's just a cool card. Deck core to have in Duel Terminal rarity. So $0.25. Give this card, then quickly moves into about $0.50, so that is an option. The next card is going to be Magical Arm Shield. This is actually a really big anime card. This was used, I want to say, I think maybe with like Pegasus and like the Duelist Kingdom, or I can't remember anyway, but I think it definitely within like Generation 1 anime series. This card was definitely used somewhere down the line. Pretty cool. Kind of slow, of course, because it's a trap and really old school, so definitely kind of played down, but I think it's a really cool card for what it is, and I definitely think that this is the best version. It's going for about $0.25 right now, plenty on the market, and I just think that this is a healthy alternative for whatever it is that you're looking for. On the side, Drillroid is going to be the next card, which is a rare, if I'm not mistaken. It is a rare. So just, a generic machine Earth, so pretty standard for most machine stuff. So most machines are usually Earth or Dark or so. Excuse me. Side. Okay. All right, good. I'm alive again. Okay, so apologize about that. Drillroid just says piercing. Actually not piercing. It's basically like a Suzuki Samurai. It just blows things up. People don't really set cards anymore, but if there was to be a time again when there's really popular flip decks again, outside of maybe Shadell's or what are those other things called? Subterror. But it's a rare too, so I think that's pretty cool. And again, just super cheap. Naturia Antjaw is going to be another one, and I kind of had a question about this. I'm trying to research the gameplay mechanics on this card. Here it is. I think it was for like once per turn. Yeah, this is what I was trying to figure out. It doesn't say once per turn, so this is kind of an interesting card because if you can get it to survive, you can get a bunch of special summons if you're playing specifically Materias, of course. But I just think it's a really interesting card. Kind of silly artwork, hugging the sunflower seed. But it's about $0.50 for this card. And there's only 2 pages on the market, so kind of interesting. Definitely the best rarity. I think the only other rarity is a super rare from Hidden Arsenal. The next card is going to be another card that I've been talking about for quite a while in my Market Watch Investments videos, and that's going to be a Hero Emerges. This card again is a little slow, really old card, cool artwork, really nostalgic card. It's a really, really old card. But you just get to pop one out of your hand, you just get to slap one down, and I think this is a really easy card to pop off, and if you want to bust out a really boss monster quickly, you just set this and wait a turn, and then pop off on your opponent's turn, which I think is pretty cool. It's about $0.50 on the market price, 2 pages left, so it's starting to slowly drain up, and I just think it's a pretty really underrated card. I think it's awesome. I have plenty of those personally myself. I've invested in this card. The next card is Alley Mind. So this one, this is actually, okay, I don't know why this is a level 5. I'm not really sure why. I think this was a mistake. I thought this was a level 4, not a level 5. It was a tuner, machine, dark. Because it was a tuner, a machine, and it was dark. I thought that was pretty unique for its own stance. It's a level 5, though, so you have to tribute for it. So that's not really that interesting anymore. So I'm trying to keep on moving on. My apologies about that. Dark Necrofear. So there is some Dark Necrofear support coming up. There's some announcement in the OCG for some stuff that supports this monster, this kind of archetype, and doesn't really seem like it's going to be a big deal. But I've always loved the artwork on this. This is definitely one of my tops for collector's artwork value. This is a really, really killer artwork, like the space alien, the broken, creepy baby doll there. It's really awesome. And I'm just going to have to do this because I always mention this card, and when I do mention this card in my videos, there is a secret rare version. The Duel Terminal rare version is definitely a super awesome rarity. I would definitely get that. It's laying about $0.50 on the market price. But the Master Collection Volume 1 is another really kind of forgotten ancient set that no one really talks about anymore, and it did come in this beautiful, deep engraved secret rare here, which is really great. And again, this is so cheap. This is even cheaper. This is a quarter. It is a quarter for this card. I highly recommend that you guys pick up a couple of these. These are just beautiful cards, beautiful rarity. And, you know, who knows, maybe when the new support comes out, people will actually start to play or kind of mess around with Dark Necrofear casually. And then, so yeah, and then the Duel Terminal again is just about $50, and then moves into actually quite a bit here. The Duel Terminal one is actually almost gone. Wow, this is, someone really caught the note on this one. This is only one page of this, and then it's about $50. These are all one-ofs, and then it quickly jumps into like $3 plus. So, yeah, someone's already starting to chew away on this. I know I personally bought tons and tons of these. I thought this is just so crazy how cheap this card is for being a Duel Terminal rare and being Dark Necrofear in general. Just an awesome old school card. The next card is going to be Ultimate Tyranno, which should be coming up here. This is going to be a dinosaur card. It's a 3K beater, and it can attack all your opponent's monsters. At least once, or it has to. It's a pretty cool. With dinosaurs, you know, there's a lot of easy ways to special summon this out. You can just bust this out. You know, dinosaurs have all their mischief that they can do. They can just bust this out, and you can just slap all your opponent's face with this. And it's a 3K. Pretty cool artwork. It is a rare as well. And it's, of course, the beautiful Duel Terminal rarity, and it's about $50. There's two pages on the market, and it goes from $50 quickly to $8. So that is a healthy alternative for you dinosaur players. The next card is going to be kind of a questionable card. It's Ivy Shackles. I was originally thinking about this card because I was thinking of Puppet Plant and basically like using that hand trap to pitch and like basically snatch and steal one of your opponent's monsters. But that doesn't work because the Puppet Plant has to be, I think, I don't remember, like a spellcaster or a warrior or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And this card basically makes all your opponent's monsters plant monsters, and then has a quick thing where you can draw a card if it gets popped, or when it goes to the graveyard you can draw a card. It's pretty cool. Really awesome artwork. I really do enjoy the artwork on this card a lot. Again, I have a thing for this old school combat looking, just old Yu-Gi-Oh! First generation artwork looking kind of stuff. Well, I guess technically, I want to say Seesaw was when this originally came out, so I guess that was a 5Ds era, if I'm not mistaken. I wasn't playing at the time, but I think that was when the era was. Anyway, and yeah, that's about $50 on that card. I just think there's some pretty cool combos. Again, plants have a lot of different interesting ways of kind of snatching your opponent's monsters, and you can make them all plants. Of course, we have options like the DNA transplant and the, I forget what they're called, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about, like the 2 continuous trap cards, DNA transplant, and something else. There's 2 of them. One does attributes and one does monster types. It only came common, unfortunately. I definitely think that card deserves a holo reprint by now. But you can see right here on the market, about 3 pages on the market here, and it's about $50. So there is that card. The next card is going to be Miss Valley Falcon, which is this card. I specifically, I don't really know a lot. I've never built Miss Valleys personally. I am a huge Satellite Knight fan, and this was kind of the card I was thinking of playing this possibly in Satellite Knights. Recycling your Fiendish Chains, recycling your Crackdown, whatever continuous trap cards that you want to use to kind of like recycle them and reuse them. That's kind of what I was specifically talking about this, and it's a level 4, and it's a 2000 beater, but pretty cool artwork too. But other than that, I'm sure there's a lot of other different uses. I mean, outside of just being, Miss Valley alone in general that you can use. But that's what I was specifically thinking when I was found interest in this card. And it's about $50 all across the board, and it moves into about $1, and there's 3 pages of that. So that is an option. The next card is going to be Drac Malov. This card's pretty cool. because it, again, kind of like the other dinosaur monster I talked about, it can attack all your opponent's monsters once. So I sometimes I play as an anti-meta. It's really, really great if you slap it with a Moon Mirror Shield. It basically makes it bigger than any monster your opponent's ever going to have. And you can clear field with it, which is pretty great. Kind of silly artwork, but this is definitely the best version. I think there is a super rare. There's whatever it is in Hidden Arsenal. I think it's super rare, but this is definitely what you want to get, is the Duel Terminal. And it's about $1, about a $half, and then quickly moves into about $1 on the market. There's 2 pages of this, so it's a really cool card. You know, Moon Mirror Shield, Mage Power, United We Stand, whatever you want to do to juice this thing up, and it can just run over your opponent's field essentially, which is pretty cool. That's my anti-meta mind talking probably, but that's all I'm gonna say about that. The next card here is going to be another Fabled card, Fabled Kushano. For some reason, this card got bought out. I actually found this out because of BCTRFS's Facebook Market Watch group. That's actually where I found this out. But I happened to be looking at this set at the same time, and for some reason, I don't know why, I don't think that this card is good at all. I know that I think this got bought out because of the Magic Mine, whatever, burn deck, but, like, all of them, I don't know. This is, like, I would rather use Icarus, I mean, not Icarus Attack, Malevolent Catastrophe. This card has a super rare reprint from one of the most amazing sets ever. I used to talk about it pretty much in every single video. Legendary Collection 3, Legendary Collection 3 and 4, not that one, there's a super one. Here it is, right here. Legendary Collection 3 Yugi's World, super rare. 14 cents. Mad cheap. Get the first edition one. It's probably a little bit more expensive, but definitely get the first edition one. And this is a Harpy's Feather Duster, except you literally, your opponent has to attack, and then you flip this over, and it's a Harpy's Feather Duster. So, I mean, I would personally use this card. I don't know why they decided this. Maybe because it's Duel Terminal, but I'm not going to say much more about that. Fabled Kushano. So, this is just another Fabled card. Again, I really like Fables as a deck core, especially in this high-rarity Duel Terminal. I think this effect is pretty cool, especially it combos well with all the Fabled monsters and kind of like good synergy. About 2 pages on the market for this, and it is about $1. It's about $1. It's about $1 on the market here, so that is an option. The next card is going to be Light of Intervention. This is a continuous trap card, super old school. Really, really love the artwork on this card. There's no holo version of this card. This is definitely the highest rarity, being Duel Terminal Common, and it is about a $half, and then quickly moves into almost $2. It's kind of interesting. This used to be a lot more on the market. People are starting to buy these up. There's only 2 pages left for lightly played near mint, and again, a lot of people aren't doing like flip effects and setting stuff, but just in general, it is technically considered a floodgate, depending if that mechanic kind of comes back into the meta play. So I like that card. The next card is going to be Barrel Dragon. Now, this card has not done well over time. This is more of a collector's thing, specifically. I really don't see, even if Konami decides to make like a Barrel Dragon archetype support, and there's a lot new like cards that support this, it's just I've never been like about luck, tossing a coin and hoping to get 2 out of 3 to pop a card. It's not very ideal to me. I'm not much of a gambler, I guess. I'm not really much of a risk taker, so I really don't like this card. I never really see this card being playable like ever again. Even back in the day, I know back in the day when we had like literally nothing else, really awesome artwork, but you know, I just think for collector's value, being still under $1, and it's almost gone. You can see here there was some kind of buyout or close to a buyout. I don't know what's going on with this card, but it's about $1, and then quickly moves to 3. So that's kind of interesting. It is a holo as well, which is really nice, which I think is another thing. It's a Duel Terminal and it's a holo, which definitely, if they hit popularity, they skyrocket in price. There is a secret rare version of this, Of course, you have your original print Metal Raider First Edition Ultra Rares, which are worth a lot of money. I think they're about like $50 right now, last time I checked. But then again, Master Collection Volume 1, this ancient set that no one ever talks about, super, super old. They're about $50. And then they quickly move into $1 for the Secret Rare print, which also look very, very good, really deep, nice, detailed Secret Rare foiling. So that's all I'm going to say about Barrel Dragon. Moving on to Enemy Controller. I personally just picked up a few copies of these myself for around the same prices here, about the $2 range. There's two here for $2, and they're about $2, and they quickly start to move into 3 and 4s. There are only 2 pages left. I think this card is great. I think it's really diverse. It's a quick play, really cool artwork. Looks like an Xbox controller over here. And the original print is from Ancient Sanctuary, I believe. A really old school, nostalgic set. And it's a rare, and it's dual terminal, and I think it's pretty good. Cool artwork. So I mean, what else can you ask for? And it's only $2, so I think $2 is a really fair price for this. I don't think it's going to stay at $2 for very long, as you can see, as it's kind of draining out on the market. Next card is going to be Mark of the Rose. Everyone forgot about this. So prior to Dual Power coming out with all the plant support stuff, and reprints and all that, everyone was really anticipating, you know, the infamous plant links. Everyone wanted plant links to be a thing. Back in the day, we had, you know, synchro plants, and it was just a popular fan favorite deck for so long, and a really popular deck that got a lot of wins. And everyone kind of forgot about this card. The ultimates still are pretty expensive. There is an ultimate version. I'm pretty sure this came out originally from CSOC or Crossroads of Chaos. But for what it is, I wouldn't be paying the ultimate price. I don't remember exactly what it is. The ultimate is pretty expensive. I would just go for this. Go for the rare dual terminal. Anything dual terminal is always going to be a safe bet. It's always going to be a good time. It is a rare too. And it's $2 right now. So this used to be a lot more expensive. It's calmed down a lot because I think everyone kind of forgot about it. Or, you know, plant links, you know, it just hasn't happened for plant links yet. So it quickly goes up here, though. There used to be a little bit more, so I think people bought a lot more of the $2 ones. But this is something just to keep on the radar. It went down. Another card that was mentioned by a YouTuber that I'm not familiar with, but then later on, another content creator, I guess now is what they say, mentioned this in their market watch, and this is kind of what... It's kind of funny because I remember before, like, the big news came out and the kind of, like, the popular train popped off this card. I remember I was looking at this card and I was like, wow, this card's really cool. You can really, like, limit your opponent. But the only thing about this card is that you literally have to be down 4 cards. Which, technically, it's on the field. You can still have a big hand, which is great. You can kind of make plays, but that's the only thing. I'm just really not a big fan of cards that they depend on you being behind in the game to play them or to kind of have the countermeasure. Ice Berries in general are pretty cool just to have, to collect, I think, personally. As a decor in DT, Gishkis are definitely my favorite DT decor from this era. But anyway, so about $4. About $4. It was pretty expensive. It was a lot more expensive than this. About $4 right now. Only one. So people are holding on to these. So people are still. I think players are anticipating that this is still going to be good. There is, I think, a super rare Hidden Arsenal version of this or something. This is definitely the better one. But still, I wouldn't pay this. I still wouldn't pay $4. It definitely went down because no one really used it. And I'm not saying it's a bad card. I don't know. I just don't really have much faith in it personally, but I just wanted to kind of mention that really quickly. The next one is going to be more plant stuff, this Twilight Rose. I'm kind of torn because it's kind of expensive now. It's like $2 and then moves into like about, yeah, it's about 2.5 or so. Only 2 on the pages. This is pretty awesome, but the original super rares from Crimson Crisis, an extremely ancient set. I don't know if, like, the first editions, they're even kind of pricey too. Like, there's like 1 for 2 here, and then it goes up to like 3. So, like, I don't know if I was to play this card. If I would want original print supers, because I'm like this being an old set, the old super rares are really nice. You know, only first edition, of course. You would only get first edition on that if you're gonna go with that choice. But the dual terminals as well, being about 2 as well, are really nice. So just some plant support stuff in general. So I just wanted to mention that. And we're getting down to the bare end here. Naturia Rose Whip is going to be the last card, one of the last cards that I'm going to talk about here. It's kind of expensive, as rightfully so. Some content creators discovered this and kind of blasted this on the market. This is an amazing anti-meta card. Again, you slap this with a Moonmere Shield, or you're running like Wabakus, or basically something where your opponent can't run this over. You defend it really well. Really cool artwork. It's a cool Naturia card. It is a rare, Duel Terminal rare, which is unique, awesome. And it's about $3. $3 on the market price. There's only 2 pages left. I would definitely recommend getting a playset of this. I personally don't yet. I bought a 9 copies of the original print super rare, what's it called? Hidden Arsenals. That was only specifically when this first card popped off and jumped on kind of the hype train. It was a lot more expensive than $3 at the time. That was the only reason why I got the Hidden Arsenals, because they were literally like $1 a piece or something. So I don't know. I'm really hoping this card kind of goes down, but I don't know if it will, because it is just such a simple, generic, awesome effect. It reminds me of like Shein Six Samurai's kind of status, and it's just a great card. It's a plant, it's an earth, it's a level 3, cool artwork, amazing effect. It's a tuner. It is a tuner too. Okay, I just realized it is a tuner as well. This is you guys need to get this card. Okay, you know, this is $3 is a fair price. This person has 16. I would buy a playset of this right now. After I make this video, I'm buying a playset of this. I just realized that this is a tuner. I did not realize that it was a tuner. This is an awesome generic card. It doesn't even have to be in a plant deck. This card kicks ass. Get this card. Next card, and the last card, is going to be Mist Valley Baby Rock. This is an awesome card. It is extremely expensive right now for what it is. There's only 2 copies of this card, to my understanding, here in the TCG. Just an awesome card, though. Mostly because it's a winged beast. It's a wind, it's a level 2, and it's a tuner. Of course, amazing. Synchro power. And when it goes to graveyard, you can special summon it. So, like anything, it's just such a generic effect to get it on such a generic effect from the hand of the graveyard. I'm sorry. It's really great, you know. And Dragoonides is another, like, that's a deck card I own. I love Dragoonides. I really love to have this card for Dragoonides, just in general. I think it's an awesome tuner, just in general, for synchro power. It's expensive though. It is about $5. There's about 2 on the market. I personally wouldn't pay that much for this card. It used to be a lot cheaper. I don't really know what happened to this card. Maybe some people found some pretty loopy combos to pull it off with, but this is the last card I wanted to mention. That's pretty much it for Duel Terminal 2. So I wanted to go over some stuff from DUSA, from Dual Power. This video has been extremely long already. This is probably almost like 40 minutes plus. So I am going to cut the video short here. I will definitely try to incorporate Dual Power in my next video. I just don't want to kind of go over. This has already been an extremely long video. But that's all I have for you tonight, folks. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I really hope that you guys are getting some great information for investing with these videos. You guys have a great night. I will see you in the next video. White Mexican out.